Hello guys! Stock review tayo for today's video. Pag-uusapan natin ang GMA7, isa sa pinakamataas magbigay ng dividend ngayon sa PSE. Nasa 12.3% ang indicated dividend yield. Disclaimer lang, this is for informational purposes only. Investing comes with risk, so make sure you do your own due diligence before investing. Shoutout din kay Rainer, new subscriber na nag-request ng GMA7 stock review. Let's go! Sa pag-evaluate ng stocks, meron akong ginagamit na framework na natutunan ko sa Value Investing College. Ginagamit ko ito as guide sa pagpili ko ng stock na bibilhin. Ito ay ang PEACE framework. So this stands for profitability, inflow of cash, efficiency, conservative, and economic mode. Before we look at the financials, i-check muna natin ang stock price history ng GMA7. Ang stock price ng GMA7 ay parang walang pinatunguhan kasi kung bumili ka ng GMA stock noong 2008 and hinold mo ang stock until now, so sa dividend ka lang kumita kasi wala halos stock price appreciation. Nag-peak ang stock price ng GMA7 noong late 2021 to mid-22 sa maraming mga political ads during that time. And then bumagsak uli ang share price after matapos ang eleksyon. In terms of revenue, nag-grow ng konti ang kanilang revenue over the past 10 years. Ang kanilang 10-year revenue growth ay nasa 4%. So mababa siya. And lumobo ang revenue and earnings noong late 2021 hanggang mid-2022. Marami mga political ads noon kasi election campaign. And after the election, syempre nabawasan na ng mga ads kaya bumagsak ang revenue and earnings ng GMA7. Sa profitability, titignan natin ang earnings per share. Ang 10-year EPS growth ay 5%. So, mababa siya. So, ginastusan talaga ng mga politiko ang ads, kaya malaki ang kinita ng GMA7 during the election campaign. Pero syempre, hindi siya na-sustain. Since consistently positive at nag-grow naman ang EPS over the past 10 years, we can say that GMA7 is profitable. Below nga lang our criteria of stable or consistently growing EPS. Sa inflow of cash, GMA has consistently positive operating cash flow from its core business operation. So very good ang GMA7 sa inflow of cash. Sa efficiency, ginagamit ang ROE to measure the efficiency of the company to generate profits from its equity. Ang target sa ROE ay above 15%. Very good ang efficiency ng GMA7, above 20% lahat ng ROE over the past 7 years. Mababa rin ang utang ng GMA7. 20% ang debt to equity ratio nila with cash of 3.19 billion pesos. So conservative ang GMA7. Very good ang kanilang debt to equity ratio. Okay, so here's the performance summary of GMA7 sa 4 key metrics na tinignan natin. Sa profitability, GMA is profitable pero hindi na-meet yung target ko for EPS growth kaya neutral lang ako dito. And then GMA has consistently positive operating cash flow, so inflow of cash is check. And then sa efficiency, GMA7 has consistently above 15% ROE. And GMA is also conservative. It has low debt to equity ratio. Next na titignan natin ay ang economic mode. Mas gusto ko quantitative analysis sa mode para hindi subjective ang pag-analyze. Para malaman kung merong competitive mode ang isang company, meron tayong 5 key numbers na titignan. Natutunan ko ito from the investing book na rule number 1 ni Phil Town. Ang sabi niya, if a company has a competitive mode, it will be reflected in the big 5 numbers. Ito ang big 5 numbers to assess ang competitive mode ng isang company. Criteria is all the big 5 numbers should be 10% or greater if the company has a competitive mode. And the number should be stable or growing over the past 10 years if the mode is sustainable. Napag-usapan na natin kanina ang EPS and revenue growth. Hindi na-meet ng GMA7 ang criteria sa EPS and revenue growth. Sa return on invested capital, ang target is consistently above 10%. And the number should be stable or growing over the past 10 years if the moat is sustainable. Mataas ang ROIC ng GMA sa above 10%, except lang noong 2014 na bumaba below 10%. Ang kanilang free cash flow ay consistently positive, pero ang 7-year growth ay nasa 4.3% lang. So mababa siya below our target of 10% and above. Ang kanilang book value naman is decreasing from its 3-year average. Ang criteria dito is increasing. Here's my assessment sa Big 5 numbers ng GMA7. So based on the numbers, walang malaking competitive advantage ang GMA7 versus its competitors. Sa dividend payments naman, nag-increase ang dividend payments ng GMA7 over the past 10 years. Pero yun lang, unstable ang kanilang dividend per share. Ang taas din ng kanilang dividend payout ratio. So, nasa 190%. Kailangan below 100% to be considered healthy. With its high payout ratio, GMA's dividend payments are not well covered by earnings. So, mahirapan sila i-sustain ang kanilang high dividend yield na 12.4% dahil sa napakataas ang kanilang payout ratio. If we look at the latest financials ng GMA, ang trailing 12 months numbers nila ay pababa lahat ng trend. 91% ng kanilang revenue ay galing sa TV and radio airtime. So, kailangan nila ng mas maraming ad placements sa television and radio para ma-improve nila ang kanilang revenue. Bago mag-invest sa GMA7, it's also important to understand the future of the media industry in the Philippines, as well as the potential risk that could arise. In terms of risk, hindi sustainable ang mataas na dividend. Masyadong mataas ang payout ratio nila na 190%. It's not well covered by earnings and cash flows. Ang profit margin din versus last year ay lower. They're still okay at 10.5%. Ang fair value estimate ng Call Financial is 10.5 pesos per share, while sa Simply Wall Street naman is 11.17 per share. So gagamitin ko yung mas conservative na fair value, which is 10.5 per share. So sa current price na 8.87 per share, undervalued ang GMA with 15% margin of safety. But for me, I prefer a higher margin of safety. So for GMA7, 40% margin of safety ang gagamitin ko. So ang buy below price ko with 40% margin of safety is 6.3 pesos per share. Sana makatulong ang video ito sa iyong investing journey.